This is a clean basement. It was flooded, and I fixed it.
You did.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Do you feel so your basement flooded during the storm?
Yeah.
Do you feel like your landlord owes you an apology
For what? Why would he owe me an apology?
for selling you a fucking apartment that floods with sewage?
There's
it was human waste,
nothing,
right?
Yeah, it was blood and common shit. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was more about the
It's more that the water knocked over your jars of blood and cum and shit.
Yeah, it was like, oh my god, and the insurance doesn't cover that. So no, it was more of I think it was more of a Indian burial ground. This house was built on that caused the flooding. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it flooded with about an inch of water where the studio was
a hurricane.
during a hurricane.
Hurricane what?
Ida.
Yeah.
And
Well, like
I called.
I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about your basement.
Nice.
That's what the hurricane is short for.
And I called the landlord and I was like, "You're responsible for this," and he's like, "Buddy,
yeah.
every single basement is flooding right now."
Yeah, that's not an answer.
Look at he goes, "Look on the streets."
Yeah.
He goes, "I'm insured. It'll get covered if there's any damage."
Yeah.
But don't think about suing me because I'm not liable. Look at the streets. There's a river in the street right now. The water is going to come down into your basement. There's nothing about this house that is not regulated, that's illegal, that fucked up, that made your basement leak.
Right.
Yeah. It's the rivers in the street.
Right.
And I'm like, well, you got a good point. It is a river in the street.
No, it doesn't matter. You still sue him, and then he sues whoever he has to sue. That's how America works.
Yeah, I know. It's just a chain of lawsuits.
What are you gonna sue the city? Like, I'm just a guy and my basement flooded?
No, you can't sue anybody.
Of course you can. There were like if your basement. I saw shit going around the internet. It's like if your basement got flooded,
then you can apply for the city of New York might compensate you for what you have lost.
Yeah.
And you can apply for that within 90 days of the flood.
Right. And then you tell them like, oh, I lost my podcast equipment, which is like my podcast was about to be worth millions, billions.
You lost your podcast equipment. It's like, oddly enough, those are the only complaints we're getting. Yeah. It's all comedians who lost their podcast studios.
Right.
In the what are we gonna do? And none of the good podcasts either.
And then all of a sudden it's like there's a new chapter in the Bible.
Yeah.
Right. Right. They're like, you know how he made it rain for 40 days and 40 nights to get rid of sinners?
Yeah.
It was just God getting rid of podcasters and fucking bedroom studio producers. Anything that happens in a basement, it's like that's just, it doesn't really contribute much to society.
Yeah. And then Moses was like, "Let my people go, or I will destroy your podcast studio, Pharaoh." Right. And he's like, "No, man, it's cool. Yeah. Come on, me and my son have that podcast. Right. What are you gonna do to him?" Yeah.
Yeah. He
like the next day was like, "Did you see the frogs yesterday? That was crazy."
And he was like, "No, I was in my basement podcasting."
Pharaoh cast.
I missed it.
Yeah, Pharaoh cast.
So wait, in this scenario, the Pharaoh has a podcast.
Yes.
And then Moses is saying, "Let my people go, otherwise I'll make it."
God will make it rain and it'll ruin your podcast studio.
Right. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
The Pharaoh's podcast. Yeah, he's so out of touch.
Yeah.
He's like, "Don't you hate when your slaves build your pyramids too slow?"
Yeah. He's like, "Like and subscribe."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Instagram back in the day. It's just like rich guys with their pyramids, and the slaves are like, "One day I'll have a pyramid." They're like, "One day it'll be me."
It must be weird to grow up in a non-capitalist society where it's like you were born a slave and you will die a slave, and don't have any aspirations towards anything because that's what making money is based on.
You'd be fucking insane if you had any aspirations that like one day it'll be me. It's like, what are you talking? It was better when there was a bloodline, and if somebody was super rich, it was because who their dad was, and you can't change who your dad is, and that's all you could do unless you were gonna make a sneaky plan where you change your identity and you show up to the Capitol and you start fucking his mom and you're like, I was your dad all along.
Actually, I wonder.
That's the only way, though.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get promoted from slave to pharaoh.
Yeah.
Right?
I wonder if actually society was happier back then because you had your lot in life and there was no one trying to make money off of telling you could be something you're not capable of being.
Yeah. I think this is the argument you're making, that slaves are happier.
No, not at all.
Slavery is good for the people.
It's against capitalism.
Because it makes them happier. They don't have to worry and they don't have to get jobs and think about ambition. They just get to be slaves and they get to live in the moment.
I'm not. That's not the angle I'm going for.
That's not the angle you're going for. But that's the implication of the stance that you're taking.
No. The implication was, it's funny how you went to slavery right away when I was.
We were talking about pharaohs and slaves.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about just like modern
Oh,
society.
you were talking about other
No,
slaves.
I'm saying it could be like it could also be like communism, where it's like people aren't like there's not an economy based on making you trying to be someone who you're not. Like you know,
for sure. That
yeah,
would be,
there's no like no one's selling you any upward mobility that you're not capable of.
yeah, it only works if there is no scarcity. It only works in a post-scarcity society. If you have not enough to live,
You know
and
what the
there's
problems
no
with
solution.
these conversations
Yeah.
is that we get to a certain point and then I realize I'm not smart enough to bring up the topic that
Right,
yeah,
right.
scarcity. Uh-oh, I wasn't expecting that word.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a haunted house. The scarcity down the block.
Yeah, it sounds
And
like a
the
haunted
thing-
house where there's like a stripper in there and like
Yeah.
scarcity is the stripper name.
Right.
Yeah.
Scarcity is just like busted ass strippers.
Yeah.
It's just like the rejected leftover strippers. I feel like that then like as soon as kids turned 18, they would go to Scarcity for fun, just to be like, yeah, anyone can look at hot
Oh,
strippers.
I just got the joke.
Yeah.
Halloween, Scare City.
Yeah.
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 No, I just went to stripper name right away.
Right, like instead of charity, it's scarcity.
Yeah.
It's just like charity's a fat stripper, scarcity's a skinny stripper.
Is Charity a quadriplegic stripper? Charity.
I went to high school with a girl named Charity. What an odd name.
I went to high school.
Her
with
parents found her in a trash can.
Oh. She's the biggest. She's the
Yeah.
biggest tax write-off
Yeah,
ever.
They
yeah.
never let her forget it. She had to
Yeah.
wear a trash can hat.
Yeah.
She just wore a trash can lid her whole life, but she made it bougie.
Yeah, it was either that or Oscar the Grouch.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Oscarina. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew a girl in high school named Secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. With a
Yeah.
Q. She was
What-
black.
Like she was black, but it wasn't with a Q. It wasn't with a Q.
Secret. What's
Yeah.
that short for? Secret daughter.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what
Yeah.
I'm like. Yeah. Shh,
Yeah.
you know?
Secret. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
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 What was she like?
She was oddly.
She was really talkative. You fucking could not shut the fuck up.
Great whisperer.
Yeah,
Great
exactly.
whisperer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a
that'd
girl
be
named
very funny.
Chinese Whispers. She was Korean.
She was one of those problem kids that all you had to do
No.
was be nice to her,
Yeah.
and then she was just on your side no matter what.
Yeah.
Like I got along very well with Secret.
Really?
Yeah.
What was?
Yeah. But people would be like, Secret, fuck you, and then it was like she was a huge problem for you.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? Yeah. People would
Pick on her
yes.
because of her ridiculous name.
No, because also like they knew it was a way to. She was very trollable. Let me put it that way.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate. Yeah.
You know.
So if you just didn't harass this person, they were nice to you.
She used to. I remember that. I used
Learning
to.
a lot
I used
about
to,
human interaction from this podcast.
I used to sit next to her all the time during like assemblies,
Yeah.
and she would she would do the trick where if there was a girl in front of her, she would literally just take out scissors, and while the thing was happening, she would just cut their hair.
Yeah.
And just, like
And she'd be like, "Hey Dan, you want to hold my scissors?"
yeah. And I thought she was pretty awesome for that.
You like that?
I thought it was very funny.
Did the girls freak out?
Oh, they got so mad.
Did she cut a lot or a little bit?
She'd cut like a lock, and not a noticeable amount, but like
Yeah.
a lock. And then she'd go and she'd like, pfft, and she'd look, and she knew that I liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knew that I thought it was funny
Yeah.
when she would give people involuntary haircuts
She did
during
that. She did that for you.
audition. Yeah, she
Yeah.
gave it to me, and then I wore it as a little locket and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
You just staple it to your head.
yeah,
You got blood dripping on your head.
yeah. Thank you, Secret.
Yeah.
Oh man,
What were we saying?
it's so funny how I don't want to say her
Strippers?
name, like I don't want to out her.
Yeah.
But who else is gonna be? What I'm
Was-
talking about the other Secret?
Secret Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, stop it.
Yeah.
That's a stereotypical black person's name.
Is it
Yeah, Jones. Yeah,
Jones?
yeah,
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
yeah.
I was thinking of Indiana Jones
Oh.
and her daughter's Secret because he's always in
Oh
tunes.
yeah, or Tommy Lee Jones. I guess
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
It's also just a name. It's just a common name.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Well,
Nice.
you won the argument. We're done.
Is Jones is a black anyway? So you don't know what scarcity is, or you're saying like as soon as you bring up something political, you're like, this is going to turn into a real conversation, which is the last thing I want to have.
No, here's the problem is that I
Yeah.
have two thoughts during the day, and
Yeah.
I'm like, and I never go beyond that, and I'm like, figured it out, and then I go into the podcast or I talk to somebody and I realize they actually know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, there goes my plan of sounding like an expert.
You know, I've got a confession to you. I'm. You know how when we lived in Germany, if a German speaker starts talking to you, you're like, I don't speak German. But if it's some fucking foreigner who's been there 2 days and he's like, do you speak German? And you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm that guy. When it's like I read like one article And then you're like, oh, this guy knows about the economy.
Tell me.
Like,
oh, you're that guy
no.
with the economics.
Yeah,
Oh.
I fucking couldn't be a pundit or anything like that. But, I know 3 words.
Yeah, nice. Well,
Yeah.
that's one more than me.
Scarcity is one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. How you doing?
I'm okay. Yeah. I don't know. What are we talking about? Strippers? Yeah. And then you go to that fucking strip club because they're so busted, because they're so sad.
Speaking of strippers, and I'm gonna try and transition into something I kind of want to talk about that I feel like there's certain scenarios that you can get into that are more scam worthy of. How do I put this? Like when you go into a strip club.
Yeah.
That for some
You're
reason
just there to lose your money.
Yeah, for some reason the rules or a casino, the rules are different in the situation.
Yeah.
And it's just you just accept the fact that money is going to be flowing out of your pocket and you need to not pay attention to it.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole deal.
Yeah, it's like, whoa. And for some reason that scenario that you're in that scenario and you just accept it, where if you went to like a shop or something or anything like that, you wouldn't be like, oh, here we go. And you leave the shop and you're like, what happened? I guess I have some boots, but that was $700.
That's what it's like if you have a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to the fucking... I'm serious. If you're like buying shit for somebody who likes to buy shit, or if you have money, I think you're just I mean, honestly, you're speaking from a... I don't believe you've ever been to a strip club and been like, oh, fuck all the money.
I have.
How much did you spend at a strip club?
I have $300.
How? Tell me this story.
What? It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I had
How old were you?
$300.
How old were you?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. It was my friend's bachelor party.
Yeah.
And
how old are you?
He got married. I'm in my late 20s.
All right.
Yeah.
How do you have $300 from your job?
Fuck you.
Yeah. I don't understand.
I was living in Germany at the time,
right.
Even though I was visiting New York. I was living in Germany at the time, and I had what do you mean? I love how this is an impossible scenario that I have $300 to lose. It is not. It's not.
It is from my experience with you.
That's different because you only really got to know me.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You only really got to know me, but not a little bit. It's for the podcast. Yeah. But you really, yeah. Ooh, it's over. Right. Yeah.
Look at this eye contact of an upset man.
You like it, and subscribe.
And a man who's making him upset. ASMR, your parents are fighting. I didn't even want to fucking have him. I wanted to get an abortion. What? That brings me.
What we're talking? Yeah, I was like, I had.
So you had $300 somehow.
I had $300,
like
somehow.
Like your roommate moved out, and you found that he forgot $300 in the wall.
There was never really a point in my life that you've known me, except when I first moved, maybe like the first year of moving here.
Yeah.
Where like if something cost like my first 2 years of living here in New York, if there were a couple moments where if something cost $200, I might not have had it.
Yeah.
At that on.
Right.
I'm in a different scenario now.
Yeah.
And when I was in Germany, I was still working.
Your
doing
rent was
some job, and my rent was
euros.
So I pretty much always had at least like $3,000.
Okay.
All right. $4,000.
Okay.
So going out for a night,
10% of your net worth at a strip club one night.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So $300.
I'm saying that's more than you should be spending.
But yeah, I made it. Yeah, but I'm saying it's one of those scenarios where you don't pay attention.
No, I've gone to strip clubs and then they were like, I already talked about when it happened in Serbia, but even when we were kids, we went to a strip club.
How you say that? When we were kids, me and my dad would.
No. Me and my friend.
He taught me how to ride a bike, and we went to a strip club.
My friend Michael, he had a car, and we were like, "You want to go to a fucking strip club?" Because we lived outside Houston, and we go to a strip club in the daytime, and it's empty, and it's one girl there, and we're 18, and then the owner, actually funny. We went there, but they're like, "Do you have any money?" And we're like, "No," and they're like, "Okay, so nothing is going to happen here." But then beyond that, the owner came up before he knew we didn't have any money, and he was like, "Hey, somebody left some Smirnoff Ices. I left them outside by the trash. It's none of my business what happens to them."
That's so funny. That's so funny.
Hold on. So we go out. We're underage. We go out and we get these. we get these Smirnoff Ices and we're drinking them. And then a dude comes in. He's like, "Hey, who took my Smirnoff?" It's one of those guys.
So it was real.
Yeah, it was like a BYOB strip club. It's one of those guys who brought a 6-pack to the strip club, and then it was real, and they were his. He just like went to the bathroom, and the owner didn't realize. He thought somebody left a pack of Smirnoff Ices on a table.
Funny.
He put them outside. Then we went and drank them, and we're like, "I'm sorry, man." And then the owner was like, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
That's so funny because.
But it's also being a full-grown adult who the fuck is that guy? A full-grown adult in the daytime he's at the strip club during the daytime in basketball shorts, drinking Smirnoff Ices. It's like that's like such a tragic life and such a light drink for such a horror. It's like if somebody cut off your arm and you're like, somebody give me a Virginia Slim.
Yeah, I know.
Like this shit is stressing me out.
Virginia Slim and a margarita. Yeah.
Oh fuck! Someone give me a strawberry daiquiri. I can't deal with this shit.
Meanwhile, your arm is missing. You have to have someone put the cigarette up to your mouth while you sip it. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like how is such a tragic?
Where's my seeing
broken
eye?
man?
Yeah. Where's my seeing eye drink server? Yeah.
Right.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
What's even crazier though is that the guy stumbled upon garbage, and he was like, "Hey kids, you want to drink some of that garbage outside?"
No, it was not garbage. They were on the table.
He must have known it belonged to somebody.
The guy left it in the club, so he thought somebody left them and went home or some shit like that. He took him outside and he was like, "Oh, there's Smirnoff Ice by the trash." And then he thought we would get drunk and then spend a bunch of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I think it's funnier where if he's like a scenario, like these kids are here, I can't serve them drinks.
Yeah, but
let me like place them around the corner, like he's he's there, like you're walking around the bar, he's like hotter, colder, colder. No, that's a stripper. No.
Her name's Colder.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hi, I'm Colder."
Yeah.
Why do they call you that? She's like, "Touch my pussy," and your hand freezes.
Yeah,
You're like, "Oh my god!"
It's like, "Where's Hotter?" Oh, she's in the back giving a lap dance.
Right.
Yeah, she's busy.
Yeah, she's busy.
Yeah.
Your hand snaps off.
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh my god, this hurts so much. Someone get me a Smirnoff Ice."
Yeah. Oh man, did you enjoy your time at the strip club when you went there?
I think I spent about 26 minutes of my life total in strip clubs. I'm always there for about 6 minutes, and then I'm like, "Oh, this is a situation where they take your money, and I don't like those situations." And then I eject myself.
When I was there with my friend, I was like, "I'm at a strip club. This is the one night I get to do this because I'm not a strip club guy, and I should really like lean into it."
Yeah.
And I'd say maybe about 30 minutes in, my friend who was getting married, who's a very, very good guy,
Yeah.
left. He's like, "This is not my deal."
This is not my
and
vibe.
then all of the other,
Yeah.
a bunch of other people left too, who were with the group, and then it was me, my friend who's now divorced, who I do that joke about.
Yeah.
Another guy.
Your friend who cheats on his, right?
Yeah. Oh man, fuck.
You do the joke on stage.
Yes, yeah. Don't say any names.
I won't say
please.
his name.
Yeah, okay. It was me. It was that guy.
I won't reveal Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, yeah. And a couple of other people.
Yeah.
You know.
So was it odd for you to find out that you're one of the scummy ones?
And when everyone left.
Yeah.
And I was like, I realized that I was there staying completely willing to spend a lot of money to have literally like a stripper shove her like fucking ass in my face, you know? I mean, not literally touching, you know, it was New York actually.
That's what's bad is here.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, I'm one of the guys. And then I just like leaned into it. I was like, let's do this, man. Let's stay. And I stayed
who's
there.
got roofies?
Yeah, and I stayed there we stayed there till they closed.
Yeah. Let's get Coke.
And I never got a lap dance, but
Yeah.
I spent all this, like 300 times. I was like, "Hey, put your butt in my face."
Oh, just giving singles?
Yeah, singles on the singles on the edge of the
dance
floor. Yeah,
Wow.
It was pretty fun though.
That's unreal.
Yeah, it was really fun.
If you had a lot of money, would you go to strip clubs regularly?
Hazel was the. Oh, I
Yeah.
did get a. Yeah. Hazel was the girl I was into.
I'm more into hazelnuts.
Yeah.
Her counterpart.
Hey, I'm Hazelnuts.
Hey, they call me Hazelnuts.
Yeah, and you're about to find out why I'm called that.
Why do they call you that? Open your mouth.
Yeah. She puts hazelnuts in your mouth. You're like, "God damn it!"
She farts Nutella into your mouth, and you're like, "That is amazing."
Yeah.
She's like, "It took years of practice."
Yeah.
It's just a cisgendered woman.
That's what Nutella is. It's
She's
hazelnuts
just a heavy
and shit.
smoker.
Yeah.
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 Would you go to strip clubs more often if you were loaded?
No.
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 Well, you have a girlfriend now, but let's say
If I didn't have a girlfriend, the one. No, because I remember like I almost stopped at a strip club on the road on the way to driving to Chicago.
Yeah.
And I was dating a girl, but we were going to break up.
Yeah.
Like she would visit
Like
me
you were
in New
driving
York.
to break up with her.
No. We would visit in New York, and then
Yeah.
it was just because she was going back to Germany that I was like, I'm not going to break with her on the phone, but this is over. As soon as I get back, it's the first thing that we
Right.
need to do.
Right,
You know?
right,
We were both
right.
on the same page.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was just like, just enjoy the rest of the time here. So anyway, we're at the strip club where I'm going to place, and I passed a strip club, and I was
Yeah.
like, man, I could go to a strip club and like do some stuff, and it wouldn't even be cheating.
Because in your mind, you're already
It's so
broken up.
over in my mind that like she could even fuck somebody else right now.
While I watch, and,
Right,
you know,
yeah. I wouldn't care.
yeah, I'd be like,
Yeah,
could you
it's
keep
just
it
so
down?
over. Yeah.
You know, playing Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, but you're playing with Fox, you pussy.
Yeah.
It's the easiest character to play with.
I have no idea what you're talking about right
Yeah,
now.
it's a video game.
I know Smash Brothers, but I don't know the characters.
Fox is like in the old one, he was like way overpowered, and it's easy to beat everybody with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why she would cheat on you. It's because you don't have that esoteric knowledge that women are into
Yeah.
about video games from a decade ago.
I don't know. So yeah, you've only spent 6 minutes in stripper.
Yeah, I've
strip
never
clubs.
got a lap dance. I never the entire there's nothing interesting to me about paying someone to pretend to like me.
Yeah.
I want to force people.
I think
I want to like corner them at a party and force them to like me.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah, it's being being a guy that does that often is really sad.
Yeah, but I mean, even I didn't see the point of even doing it once. You know, it's like the fakeness is too apparent to me.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was pretty fake.
Yeah.
Although this one stripper, I think she loved me. So
Yeah, what was
Yeah.
her name?
what?
Capri Sun.
Laisha.
Yeah. Laisha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. She fucking finds us. Yo, did you see this? We posted that episode with Brendan Sagalow, and a guy commented like, "I'd love to be. I have ideas for the next one." And so I replied on YouTube, and I was like, "Yeah, send us your stories, DM us." And he goes, "No, I want to be on the podcast."
That's a fucking idiot.
he goes, "No, I want to riff." He put it in quotes.
Jesus Christ.
How funny would it be to bring a YouTube commenter on a podcast? Just somebody you know, not at all, who, you know, if you've ever read a YouTube comment, it's just
Yeah,
the
I know.
most hateful. YouTube comments make Mein Kampf, you know, look like the...
Mein
like-
Kampf, it was the original YouTube comment.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah,
like,
the
looked
video was like Hitler sees bar mitzvah, you know.
like-
And then he just does Mein Kampf.
yeah, they look like Mein Kampf. They make Mein Kampf look like what's Anne Frank's diary or
Yeah,
something. When you're like, oh God, what a hard life these guys had. Yeah.
Man. Yeah, but
YouTube
funny.
comments. I was just imagine you have a YouTube commenter on, and he's like Lizzo should kill herself, and you got to explain to him like, whoa, this is a podcast. We don't just tell people to kill themselves. We make jokes about how when they crowd surf, they crush people to death.
Yeah.
You gotta have this is some finesse, a little bit of art.
I wonder if a YouTube commenter would actually act like his comments, though.
No, of course not.
Of course, he'd probably be a little fucking wallflower.
Anybody who's anybody who's doing that, they're taking out whatever they can't take out in their day-to-day life. There's no guy crushing pussy and then going on YouTube being like, nah, I want to be on your show.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you fucking talking about? You know? Meanwhile, we're going to get shot now.
We're not gonna get shot.
But yeah, I mean, it's funny because like anybody who's fucking, it's almost like you look at Twitter and you're like, oh, that's only a small percentage of people even on the internet. But it's like anybody who's spending time on the internet is just a fucking loser. You know, anybody who's writing any kind of review or tweeting or doing any of that, real people are out there just living their fucking lives.
Every time,
and it's like 90% of people.
You think 90% of people are?
I think 90% of people are not active on social media.
that's quite a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're on it and they look at it and they feel bad. I think that's a universal experience, near universal. But like active posters,
active
who
posters,
have more
yeah.
than like, you know, here's the difference between a hot girl and a girl that's a nightmare. Because I would see that sometimes you'll meet a girl and she's really hot, and then if you get her Instagram and if it's like 300 followers and you have to request to see the profile, you're like, that's a normal person who happens to be hot.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's like you open the Instagram and it's 80,000 photos of her face, you're like,
That's
this is a
fucked up.
nightmare.
Yeah.
This is a nightmare scenario.
This is a nightmare
and
human
the sex
being.
is going to be terrible.
Oh, really? Has that been your?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think basic people are having good sex. I'm not really like basic bitches or whatever. They're not really into me. I tend to, when I was dating, it would tend to be like artsy weirdo whatevers. Yeah, but like in the few encounters I had with like really really basic girls, it's just like the same way that they have fucking bad taste. What are they gonna what are they gonna like be fans of Taylor Swift and then just be like absolute freaks in the bedroom?
Yeah,
like they have the most 101 basic taste. You think they're just gonna fucking go home and be like, yeah, I just love Taylor Swift and fisting. That's what I'm into.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, those two go hand in hand.
No, you know, hand and puss.
Yeah. Fisting.
Yeah.
What's the trouble? Is that Taylor Swift song? I don't know.
I'm not a Swiftie.
Yeah. Yeah. Neither am I.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because that's why we rock at sex.
Shit. That's true. Yeah, that's why. Because we've never listened. If you've ever heard Taylor Swift, you're just gonna. Even if you get laid, you're still a virgin. You know what I'm saying?
But isn't there? Oh, really? Yeah.
You can have sex all you want. You're still a fucking virgin.
Actually, I kind of agree that I felt like I was a virgin.
It's like
until
you're a child. If you're listening to, if you like Taylor Swift, you're a child emotionally, and you're actually when you have sex with adults, you're being molested.
Yeah.
That's what you can be a 23-year-old child who's being molested by a 23-year-old man.
No, I disagree.
If you listen to Taylor Swift,
I disagree with that. But I think that I didn't feel like I was. I feel like I lost my virginity when I started having good sex, which was like in my mid-20s.
Yeah.
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 And after that, it was like this awkward condom, horrible like thing where like you're intimidated and like nothing feels good and you're like it's just like that's done, you know.
Right.
And then in my mid-20s when I started dating people.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this is great. Sex is great.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And awkward sex is like bad. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any more on that?
Nope.
Any more takes?
No, yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't think being a virgin has anything to do with sex. I think it has to do with who you are as a person, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. That was the point I was making.
Because people, oh, yeah, okay.
Like if your favorite movie is Love Actually, you're a virgin.
Yeah.
You know?
Even, well, okay.
Yeah. Even if you're married and with kids, those kids.
Even if you're getting blown while watching the movie.
Yeah, that's my point.
You're like a little dork.
You can be 42. If you fucking love Marvel movies, you're
that
a
negates
pussy
every
virgin.
blowjob you've ever had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. Those were all pretend, you know?
I don't know. I think nerds fuck pretty good.
I do think so too.
Yeah.
I think nerds, but I think real nerds. I don't think people who like Marvel are actual nerds.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was I? Shit. It's Harry Potter adults. Like anybody who's into Harry Potter, really.
It's weird to think
anybody
that-
who's really into anything is a fucking nightmare. Anybody who's really into Marvel or Harry Potter or Star Wars, anybody who's like a fan of anything, nightmare.
It depends what they're a fan
The
of.
Mets.
It depends what they're a fan of.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're a fan of the Yankees, yeah, if you're a fan of something that's available everywhere, then the only reason you're a fan of it because it's been in front of your face for 10 years because the world wants you to buy it and invest in it. Then yeah, you're lame. You know,
Not
you're
lame. You're a virgin.
Yeah, you're a virgin.
And every time
Yeah.
you have sex, it's child molestation. That's
but
my point.
if you like something like autistically specific,
No, you can like stuff.
I think that's fucking cool.
You can like stuff. I don't mind Star Wars. I'll watch it. You know.
No, okay.
I mean, listen. All right. Wow. What was that?
Star Wars sucks.
Does it?
Oh, it sucks hard, man.
Oh, really?
Fuck all that. That's like you want to talk about. I can't believe this gets as much credit as it does.
Yeah.
And I can't believe this is a universe that everyone's into that makes billions of dollars.
Yeah.
When it's just a bad story, it's bad acting, it's bad puppets, and it just keeps on going.
Yeah.
It doesn't end. There's not
But
even
here's the
one
thing.
good.
Did you not see the videos where they're fucking? You didn't see the videos on where they're like cartoons and Princess Leia and she,
Oh yeah.
she squirts all over Chewie.
Yeah.
I love Star Wars.
Oh, that's speaking of Star Wars.
Right.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Star Wars stinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely.
All right.
Yeah.
What else? Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, I never really got into it.
It's good. Listen, I enjoyed the books as a child, but it's that's almost like this. It's like when people are really into like furries, like it's almost like what happened to you? Like it's almost if I had to, no joke, if I had to pick a group of people that I had to guess were like molested, I'd be like furries for sure. You know?
Because they're like fuck people in the way they fuck.
Or it's almost like you're taking on a different persona, and it's almost like imagining who you could be if you were somebody different, and it's like all of this is just like seems like reactions to trauma. You know?
or just making sex itself very like a kid party.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, not all furries fuck in the suits. Some of them just, that's who they want to be.
Well, you think of someone who was just molested, and while they were molesting, they were just staring at a teddy bear?
Yeah, or they regress into something else, and then they're like, I'm going to be a fox because foxes are fast, and you'll never catch a fox.
Yeah, like that molester who caught me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay, I get it.
So that's furries, but like, I mean, we're just writing off millions of people with every sentence. But it's like, it's also like, so I think that's, if you get into something so specific and weird that it's people who need a community, and also it's just like some identity shit going on in their brains as a reaction to trauma. That's number one. But then number two is fucking, if you're really into Star Wars, I think people who are really into like super basic shit like that, they're just unbelievably boring. Or maybe it was like, they had a difficult childhood and they liked Harry Potter, and then they just never moved on beyond that.
You know what's so funny is like I agree with everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
And I also judge these people.
Yeah.
And like as a group, I don't like them as well.
You're
like the
turned
way
off
you're
by
describing.
them.
Yeah, I'm like, ugh, boo, fucking loser.
But then you hear me say it.
Club. No, then I hear say it. I'm like, wow, I'm a douchebag.
No, you're not a douchebag.
I'm a douchebag, and I should kill myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No. And I think about that, and then you meet a person who's into this stuff,
and they're cool. They're fine.
Like, I'm like, this person. Where's my beef?
Yeah, exactly.
What he's got? Okay, so he's got an issue that makes him like he likes something fucking stupid and basic.
Right.
It's it's better than the individual who's like super unique and then is gonna fucking stab me in the back.
Whoa, hey, I'm right here.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You gotta go.
Okay.
You gotta go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, don't lean back. Sorry, that was planned for later. Yeah.
E2, Santi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm Caesar in that. I like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like that you're Caesar?
Yeah, and you're the other guy.
What's his name? Brutus?
Yeah.
Or Marcus Aurelius?
I was going to say Bruno,
Marcus.
but that's not the guy. I was going to say Bruno.
Yeah, Caesar's like, why would you do this to me? And he's like, my wife.
It's not even the right character. It's Sacha Baron Cohen.
That was Borat.
Yeah,
it was Bruno.
E2 Borat.
All right, E2. Yeah, what was it?
My empire.
My Rome.
It's my Rome, man.
Yeah. What was it? What was Bruno? It's like, oh yeah, you're liking the knife?
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Oh, he's gay and German.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like both of those?
No, I said you can only be two of those at once. You can't be one of them by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, going back to talking about groups, all groups are terrible and many individuals are cool. Comedians as a group are pieces of shit, and I think a lot of them are damaged, sad, broken people, but then some of them are cool. And it's the same thing with Star Wars nerds.
And also, you can also meet someone who's, it sounds weird to say, but who's a piece of shit and a sad, broken person, but they're cool.
Yeah.
And they may be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, that doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean that they're a bad person, actually. Those two are like two separate things,
Right.
You could be drunk and like not pay your bills and like be a complete mess and
be a good hang.
Yeah, and be a good hang and also be reliable in other ways.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So
like you always skip out on the check. Some people you never know if they're going to.
Yeah.
You don't
Like I'm cheap. That some people would say that makes me a piece of shit.
Yes.
And but I don't forget where I was going with this. But oh yeah, remember I got to Venmo you later. That's why. Yeah. No, I'm joking.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But then on the other hand, so then there's people who are really into a thing, and then I guess it depends what the fucking thing is. If the thing is music, that's cool. Certain things are if you're into it. But then there's people who are just not into anything, and then that's a fucking nightmare. You know? You ever
Yeah.
meet people who they just fucking... That's how you end up being like a person who's like, I love Friends.
That's a person who's worked.
You're just nothing. You've
Yeah.
had a job that was like in accounting, or marketing, or some soulless bullshit that you convince yourself that it matters.
Yeah.
Did I tell you this? I think I told you this when we tried a podcast like a very long time ago. But like, I went to a party. I met a girl. She was like 24, and she invited me to a house party. And then at the house party, I met some people, and I was like, "What do you do?" She was like, "I'm in marketing. I'm in advertising." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I mean, that's fine, but like nobody actually wants to do that. That's just like what you wind up doing for money. Like nobody, what do you want to fucking help ICE or whatever? It's just like an evil fucking job." I was like, don't worry, I get it. I'm a programmer. I'll work for
Yeah.
I tend not to work for. I just tend to work for failing businesses, which is safer because then they don't do any harm.
I always thought about like you're gonna get to the gates of heaven and be like, Santi, you are fucking lucky that you hitched on to nobody who was capable of hurting the world.
Right.
Yeah. It's like you could have programmed for Hitler.
No,
but instead you programmed for some guy who couldn't get his shit together.
Exactly. I just work on failing companies.
Heaven by default.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so not by default, but it's also just because that's a better job. If you don't care, if you're not trying to be a careerist,
Yeah,
then the worst job is the better job.
yeah, because they want you to succeed, which means you have to work hard.
Right, exactly.
But I love a good sinking ship. Are you kidding me?
Or just a job where it's like the job doesn't really matter that much and it's somebody's vanity project and you just hang on.
There's a lot of free food on the sinking ship.
Yeah.
Everyone's on that lifeboats and you're just there on the buffet table, be like, I
exactly,
can get the rest of this?
Because it was the food for the rest of the voyage, but
Yeah.
it fucking hit an iceberg.
Yeah.
So you're like, wait, we got 6 months worth of food?
Yeah. I was like, this is great. There's a string quartet playing here. I'm fucking eating some food. This is nice, man.
The piece of shit who
This is
snuck on the
nice.
Titanic, and
Yeah.
it's still the best he's ever lived.
Yeah,
As soon as shit starts to go under, he's like, wow, he's picking up jackets and stuff. This is fucking dope.
Leo's drowning. He's like, I still,
Yeah.
got some great titties.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
there's still better titties than any land titties I've ever gotten.
Right.
So, yeah.
Exactly. Well, because she was rich. That was the whole thing. I was thinking about the Titanic also. I mean, what was the point that let's talk about the Titanic in a second. What was the
Talking
point?
about sinking jobs.
Sinking jobs, whatever. But it's like, that's how you fucking wind. If you're a person who like somehow you work in advertising and I told this girl nobody wants to work in advertising. And she was like, I studied advertising and started crying. And then her boyfriend was like, you're a dick. And then they went upstairs and the girl I came with was like, you need to leave. You should go.
Oh, it's so funny.
I know that you think it's my fault for being there in the first place.
No, it's not. It's not that it's your fault for being there in the first place. It's just I know you well enough to know where the implied yada 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 is.
No.
I did this yada yada yada. I had to leave. Can you believe it, Dan? Can you believe it? All I did was this.
No. You're
and
wrong.
there's like a very silent yada 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 in every story you tell.
No. Incorrect. I strong disagree. This was me assuming we're all on the same page that marketing is evil, but you got to take a job to survive in New York. And this was people who were like, no, marketing's cool. We help people sell stuff, and it's necessary for business, which is good, which is part of society.
Why can't you drop it then? Why can't you be like...
Oh, I did. I said one thing, and she started crying. Was it my fault? Was it my fucking fault
Where's the yada,
that you're
yada,
such
yada?
that you're such a fucking delicate little flower
See,
that
there
nobody?
it is.
I didn't say this, but that nobody can even be like, oh, are you sure that what you're doing is good for the world? And then as soon as somebody questions it, you're like, what the fuck? And you just fall
You
apart
said
as a
it.
person.
I know what. I know.
You think
I know.
it's tone? You
no,
think it's
you
my
said
tone?
it with your tone.
With
What did you
disdain?
really say? What did you really
This is
say?
I literally said nobody wants to study marketing. I mean, you got to do something, but
No, and you said it like this. Nobody wants to study marketing. You got to do something.
no.
And she was like, what? What? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And then she ran upstairs. She was
Yeah.
like, this guy just started yelling at me about
No.
what? About how I need to fucking do something with my life. I don't even know his name.
Yeah.
And it got back to the girl you were trying to fuck.
Yeah.
And then she went downstairs.
She already
and
decided.
She, was
She
like,
had already decided she was not going to fuck me.
Yeah,
It was
no.
already very, very, very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you came home to me that night. We fucked.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then we were lying in bed, and you
like-
were like, "You got to do something with your life."
I was like, your asshole's so loose.
Yeah.
I barely felt anything.
I'm like, "Ah." And then my boyfriend told you to leave.
Yeah.
You're like, every time wherever I go.
Yeah. Where else is he supposed to keep his bowling balls, huh?
Yeah.
New York is tight for space.
Yeah, man.
Hey, don't be so inconsiderate.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you get off on that? And he's like, I just kind of slap it side to side, one of the walls at a time. And
No, it's great. He's got an alley there too. It's
Eventually,
great.
I come from that. Fuck.
Remember during bowling when you would wait for the ball to come out
Not me.
of the you hit a you know.
I would
you'd go
walk and
everywhere.
pick it up. I'd
Oh,
be like,
really?
I'm not fucking waiting. And kick over the pins. A very good score.
I'm actually this. I don't know. This is such a tangential thing.
Yeah.
But, I got kicked out of a bowling alley.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
once, and I fucking deserved it.
Let's hear it.
As a joke, I did like I was gonna try and roll it as slow as possible to piss my friends off.
Yeah.
You know, to keep them impatient. I roll. Of course, it doesn't. It just goes to the gutter and gets stuck in the gutter. Now you have to stop. So
you try to hit it with another ball.
So I was like, I got a plan.
Yeah.
I'll clear it out with another ball. I'll roll a gutter, and they're just roll it regular. I was like, no, man, you gotta go hard.
Yeah.
So I just took it and I just like threw it as hard as I can, sidearm,
Yeah.
just like a
Yeah,
baseball. It goes screaming down. It hits the ball. It doesn't hit the gutter. It hits the ball.
Yeah.
Hits the ball. Flies up in an angle.
Yeah.
Hits. It's a low ceiling.
Yeah.
Hits like it's like an office ceiling.
Drop
Hits the ceiling. Goes boom.
Through the
disappears.
ceiling.
It goes through the ceiling. Crashes back down. Lights, and then everything just like the whole ceiling collapses on like 3 or 4 rows, and of course it's a bowling alley, so the guy who's working there is my age. He's a teenager.
He's your age then.
Yeah. What?
He's your age when you're doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So so I'm saying, so he's like another kid doesn't know. He's like, oh, what the fuck, man? It was like I will leave and never come back.
Did they tell you you're banned for life?
I'm not allowed. Didn't never try. I was sure they were like, get the fuck out right now.
Yeah.
And if they see me walk back in, of course you kick me out again.
You think now?
They'd be like, I remember you.
Yeah.
Like, little old right arm Danny here.
It's the same 39-year-old kid working
Yeah,
by,
he's
just
like-
spraying the shoes.
Yeah. He's like, oh man, I saw your podcast. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
How did your friends react when you destroyed a bowling alley?
They're like,
Did
"Dude,
you
we
finish the
gotta
game, or you all
go."
you're like, let's get
You
the fuck out of here?
finish the game. There's debris all over the fucking. Finish the game. I mean, I ended
fuck.
4 people's games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, it wasn't a big bowl. It was a 10-alley lane.
Yeah.
Ooh, Clark Lanes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Clark Lanes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I wonder if they exist. You got to look it up.
yeah.
Maybe you put them out of business. You ever think about that?
No. They were doing. It was always like a good local
Yeah.
spot. Yeah, where
What-
you could destroy ceiling.
5 stars. I destroy the ceiling.
Yeah. 5 stars. Had so much fun. Wrecked the place. Set it.
That's a hilarious
Set it on
move.
fire. Stabbed the bartender and took
Yeah.
all his money. 5 stars.
That's
Great
hilarious.
review. Yeah.
That's a great move. Just leave a good, act like a piece of shit, and then leave a 5-star review.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, listen, I fucking got drunk here. I vomited all over the place, and I didn't go to jail.
Yeah,
I mean, really fucking.
Told the guy to fuck himself.
Yeah.
Cut him up real good. Think he might be dead now. 5
Yeah.
stars. Yeah.
One time, my friend was in the Merchant Marines, so he would. They had whites, like Navy whites, like military whites, right?
Yeah.
Like suits, like they're dressed in military suits.
Yeah, I know what
with
you're talking
badges
about.
and shit like
Yeah.
that. Because it's the same as like you go to West Point and you come out as an officer, so they're going to be officers in the Merchant Marines, which is basically shipping for the Army and whoever else needs it. Okay, it's in Long Island.
They do logistics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Long Island. I've been in New York like once, and he's like, we're going to New York. And he was like, but we're all underage. We're all 18. So we go to like McSorley's, I think. You know that place?
Yes, I do.
It's just like the oldest Irish pub in the city or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's the story. Because we're military, I'm with like eight military guys. The guy's just like, thank you for your service. Come right in. Like, he doesn't assume they're underage. He assumes they're like kids on leave for a week from the Navy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, these good old boys. We fucking go there.
It's also hard to listen, you're in the Army. It's hard to deny somebody a drink who could have possibly be responsible for killing somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, oh, you just got back from all that,
No, but it's like, I'm saying they didn't fucking card us, which they should have, but they just assumed because of the uniform that they're like,
No,
yeah.
I'm saying even if they didn't card, it's like just
Yeah.
give him a fucking drink. He's in
Right.
the military.
Right.
He's what is he not man enough to
Right,
or
right.
responsible enough? He's got guns and is shooting at other people.
Right, well,
Yeah.
you don't know that. These guys just fucking, I mean, I guess they do drive boats through like
I would imagine not a
war-torn
lot.
seas.
I would imagine not a lot of military people get carded just based on the fact that
Right.
they, where they've been.
Anyways,
you know?
there's fucking 8 of us.
Yeah.
All right, we go back there, and I I don't know what we're just drinking and
What were you wearing?
Drinking. I was just like this, and
Fireman. It was the village people.
The
Yeah.
YMCA, yeah, I was in a Native American costume.
And you're like, come on in, boys. And like, well, it didn't card us. Must be because you're in the
Right.
Merchant Marines.
Right. Meanwhile, you just
Wow, they're sucking our dicks. Must because you're in the Merchant Marines.
yeah.
It's gay. Okay.
Oh, it's gay. It's a
Yeah,
gay thing.
What was the YMCA?
Right. They were gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All
you
right.
go to the exactly.
So you go in.
Oh no, nothing. We just get wasted and puke all over the back, and leave. There's a back room, and they let them in because they think they're military. Everyone got shit faced, just like projectile vomiting all over a room. Leave like an inch of vomit on the floor and just walk out. And the guy hadn't seen the room, so it's like, "Thank you for your service, gentlemen." And we're just like, "Yeah, absolutely."
But even the thing is like I'm sure a lot of people also. Where was this?
New York City.
Yeah. Okay. Well, even in New York City, like
Yeah.
I'm sure people would let a military person get away with that.
Yeah, maybe.
There's an implicit respect
Yeah.
that is like he's on leave.
Yeah.
He needed to go ape shit and like
Yeah.
get super drunk and fuck some whores, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And he's been at sea all day.
But these guys haven't been at sea. They're literally just in college.
Yeah, I know, but like there's an assumption with the uniform.
So you think for them they're doing their patriotic duty
Did
by
I-
cleaning up the vomit? I think actually what happened. I don't know if that's true, that story. But what is? I think we went to the bathroom and one of my friends was puking, and I asked the bartender for a glass of water, and I was like, "Yeah, I had a little too much." And he was like, "Hey, you know what happens? Fucking blah blah blah," something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but somehow they were like very okay with the fact that.
Did I tell you that someone from when I first moved to Berlin, someone from the Turkish military was visiting one of my roommates. I had a Turkish roommate, and
Yeah.
he had a friend who had joined the Navy, the
Yeah.
Turkish Navy,
Yeah.
and he was visiting.
Yeah.
And he was such a stereotype that while he was there, he got a prostitute.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I did not know that
Yeah.
he did it. And we were living in the same place. I had done, and I woke up at like, I don't know, like 2 p.m. or something, and he didn't know I was in the house. And out of nowhere, just a Polish prostitute shows up
Yeah.
to the house.
Yeah,
You know,
nice.
doesn't speak any German, doesn't speak any English.
Yeah.
And then the sailor, you know, the guy like didn't realize I was home. Like ran. He's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm going to have sex with this prostitute now." And I was like, "What the hell, man?" And I was very mad.
Why?
Well, I'd left.
What's your fucking business?
Well, it's my apartment.
Yeah, but it's not your room.
It's not my room, but it's my apartment.
So what?
You can't. I had a meeting afterwards.
You're like roommate
with
meeting.
the roommates. I was
no
like
more
roommate.
Turkish navies having sex with prostitutes.
It literally was like that. No. It was literally
Yeah.
like no prostitutes in the house. I don't want any prostitutes in this house. I don't know. They steal. What the fuck, man? You
don't
know?
know that they steal.
I remember,
That's
and
just-
al-
that's
and
an
also
unfair
and also it was
stereotype.
so awkward that I left. Too.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I'm not staying here
To
where
listen
yeah
to him.
to listen to this.
It's like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, man.
So I get-
and then
I
he
get-
fucking banged the shit out of her,
yeah.
the loudest sex you've heard in your life.
And no, I got my stuff to leave, and as I'm leaving, it's like the most ironic thing. But you see like fucking boots like this high,
Right,
like at
right,
the
right,
door,
right,
and you're
right.
like, God damn it, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I took anything that was like steal. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. So
Yeah, that's so classist that you think just because she's a.
I got mad at him, and then he told me that he tried to do it at some other place, like
Yeah.
last night, but he got ripped off, and the prostitute never showed up or something like that.
Oh, that's
it was
a
an
bummer.
online. It was an online thing.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Back when online was sketchy.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Now it's all verified. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now it's like you know, swipe your credit card in my ass crack. You know.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it was like,
Right.
can I get a receipt?
Yeah.
You know, it comes out of pussy. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, that's so impressive.
It's
and then
like
you're oh,
it's
you overcharged me.
yeah. Or then you look at it, it's like, oh, it's got like the red stripes on it. It's like, oh, I think you're out. You're like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're out of paper.
Yeah, you're out of paper. It's like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, my friend who was in the Merchant Marines, yeah, they would get like 6 hours on land often. So he would just go and get prostitutes and do cocaine for 6 hours and then go back to the boat.
I guess it's good. I guess not. That's not unhealthy. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why Amsterdam exists.
Really? I mean, that's all port cities.
It's all port cities, and that's why it's legal drugs. That's why it's legal prostitutes.
Really?
That is
in
100.
Amsterdam?
Yes, that is 100% the reason.
What about all the other port cities?
What? No. Well, Amsterdam was like, let's do it
Yeah.
for real. Let's not pretend like it's
Yeah,
illegal. Let's
yeah.
legalize it and make shitloads of money off of it. And
Right.
of course, this is the place to do it
Right.
because merchants and sailors and people that have been at sea,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
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 I've been doing it, so yeah.
Yeah. I was the first open mic I ever did in Massachusetts. I started an open mic at a bar, and there was a guy who would walk around the streets of like Northampton with a guitar. I don't remember his name, but he showed up to the open mic and he had a bunch of one-liners. And your bowling alley story reminded me of one of his one-liners. I don't know if it's kosher. You think I can just tell it?
Yes.
I don't know his name.
I'm gonna assume. Let's assume that he's dead.
No. He was a guy. He would play 2 notes on a guitar. Or he would play like a dominant chord, and then when he hit the punchline, he would resolve. Right?
No.
Yeah. Da, 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 da. And the joke went like this. It stayed with me. It stayed with me now 11 years. And it goes, my girlfriend has a clitoris the size of a bowling ball. I guess that's why she's in my league.
Oof.
It's great.
Yeah.
That's a great joke. That's a perfect joke.
If you like that joke, check out this one.
Oh, you yes. Yes.
Men think in this city that in order to get laid, you have to adopt a rescue dog. But I got a little trick. I borrow my friend's dog and cut its leg off.
It's fine. That's fine.
All right.
Yeah. You want to do new bits? What do you have?
No, we're not doing bits.
No?
I think one-liners are fine. If you got any of those, I'll take that. But we're not going to workshop fucking bits.
I've got a new bit that I like. Actually, you saw me do it. You saw me do it on stage 2 days ago and watch it fail terribly. A friend was telling me about a snuff film. Apparently, it's a movie where you fuck someone and then you kill them. And the craziest part about that is film. That's so pretentious. Film?
Yeah. I mean, you're doing a bad bit right now.
I think it's a very good bit.
No, here's my note.
Yeah.
Don't do that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got gems.
Yeah.
You got gems.
Yeah.
You know, especially the ones that I contribute to.
Right.
They're the best.
Those are the best ones.
Yeah.
Are you? Let's see. What do we fucking got? Roe versus Wade. The baby outed herself and is writing a book about she was the baby they wanted to abort. She's 51 years old and she's writing a book about being the Roe versus Wade baby.
Is this true?
Yep. Yeah.
What's her name?
I don't know. Roe or Wade?
Yeah.
I think she was given up for adoption. I mean, you've heard that like hacky? It's like everybody does this bit when they're like, it took 3 years to go through court.
Hey, I'm Patricia Wade.
No,
you might know me
yes.
from Roe versus Wade. What if she's a comic?
Yeah. I love
just scars all over her face. Is like, this is from
exactly.
Her, yeah.
There's a coat hanger sticking out of her fucking head.
Yeah. Patricia Wade.
Right. She
on it says empty. Where are my fans?
Yeah, she's like, you didn't even paper
what
the room.
happened to all my fans?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, anyway, so she's writing a book about her experience. No, but there's a million comics have the hacky premise of like, it took 3 years to go through, so the baby was born. Imagine being that baby. You know, it's like, I hated you so much. I went to court for 3 years for the right to kill you, and then you have to fucking have the kid. Yeah. Anyways,
that does have to be awkward.
Anyways, that person is writing a book. I don't know if they were adopted or not. I just saw the headline.
Yeah.
I started clicking through the article and I was like, "That's not that type of podcast where you
meanwhile
have information."
Meanwhile, it's like it's got to be weird for her when they like came to a ruling, the Supreme Court, and they're like, "We have decided across the land that you should have died."
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have been. Yeah. Should have been okay for you to go away.
Yeah.
And it's like poor Patricia Wade.
Right.
She's looking at it like, God damn.
Is that her name?
I don't
Patricia
know.
Wade?
Yeah, I made that up.
You know, it was Dwayne Wade.
Oh, really?
Do you know who he is?
It's a basketball player, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, wow. I certainly hope he is. Or
it was Dwayne Wade versus fish eggs.
Yeah. What?
The other Roe versus Wade.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was
wow. First of all, you did that instead of rowboat?
How about Roe? No, hold on. It was Roe versus Wade, and it's just Dwayne Wade at a sushi place, just eating a bunch of roe.
No, it's
sushi.
a guy in a rowboat versus the dude waiting in the water. They're like, I think you should get on this boat, and he's like, no, man, I like waiting. He's like, no, you got to row.
Oh, that's so much fucking worse. No, that's so bad.
I think we got our clip.
Oh no, kill it. Yeah, I wish
You're
I
like, edit that out, or I quit.
I would like to abort that joke,
Yeah.
please.
Woo.
Yeah. Thank you. We didn't talk about it, but I mean, this is old news by now. But did you see that the fucking the Nevermind baby is like
suing
30 years old or something like that, and he wants, how old is that album? Like 92 or something?
Yeah, it's 30 years. It's yeah.
So he's like 29, and he kept recreating the photo on social media every couple of years. But now he's decided that he's suing for damages. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a weird.
That's an absolute scam.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's absolute bullshit. This guy's one claim to fame, right?
Yeah.
And now he's like, I was exploited and I deserve my money.
He's like, what you don't know is right after that photo, everyone fucked the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I didn't even get that $1. Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, that's true. That it is on brand. With
What if
the,
he sued him? What if he sued him for $1? He's like, I want that $1. I never got it.
Right,
It's
right,
been
right.
dangling in front of my face.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he should sue. Deal with it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's just people fucking.
You know how many naked pictures of me there are on album covers?
As a child?
Wait, no, recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
How many?
just those two.
Just Appetite for Destruction,
yeah.
1 and 2.
And Best of the Eagles, Spreading Eagle. I don't know. I tried that many times. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
what was it? Oh, I got the other day. I got ripped off yesterday. I got some food. I know a burrito in Crown Heights or something. Crown Heights, or maybe it was Clinton Hill. I don't know. It was the Edge, like Fulton. Anyways.
These specifics don't matter.
Yeah. But so I wanted to get a drink, but then I was like, I'm going to my girlfriend's house. She'll have drinks. So I was like walking out of the bodega, and just a dude covered head to toe in sweat, shaking like this. He just looked like death. And he was like, orange juice, please, orange juice. And I was like, fuck. Like at a certain point, when it's like close enough to you, I'm unlocking my bike, so it's like I can't get away. He's just like right on top of me, and it's like I gotta get this. I feel like I can't ignore this.
Yeah,
you know,
you're much more generous than me.
Yeah.
By the way.
So I go in and I'm like, fine, let's get you a fucking orange juice. I figured it was gonna be like a $2 bottle. He gets the $5 bottle, the giant big plastic bottle, and he gets 3. He gets 3, and I was like, no, and he was like, yes, 3. And I was like, no, you're not getting you 3. He was like, 2. And I was like, no. He goes, okay, 1. And I go, no, I'll get you like a regular thing of orange juice. And he was like, it's for a lot of people. And I was like, all right. At this point, I was like, I don't know. He's like starts crying and freaking out. And I was like, all right, I'll get you the fucking orange juice.
Yeah.
I got on the juice, and then I just walked away feeling horrible. Like just horrible.
Yeah.
It's like, there's people walking around New York who are going to be dead in 48 hours.
Wait a second.
You know what I'm saying?
You didn't get yeah, I know what you're saying.
You're confronted with imminent death, and it's like, I felt bad that I couldn't do more, but it's also you're like, is this guy just gonna like he wants that specific one because he can sell it for $3 and then buy heroin or something?
You don't know it's
yeah.
You don't know it. First of all, there's no scam confirmation. That
right.
It sounds just like a guy who was really fucked up and out of his mind.
Why did he need 3 gallons of orange juice?
He's out of his fucking mind.
You know, he said it's a bunch. I think maybe it was just a bunch of people drinking booze to come down off drugs, and he just needed like a mixer.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
That's probably that, actually.
Yeah.
In which case, you didn't get ripped off.
Yeah.
He was coming down on everything that was presented in front of you was the truth.
Right.
There's no lie. You know?
I don't know, man. But it's also when somebody asks for something specific, that's a good trick.
Some guy's like, I want some orange juice. He
like,
just covers himself in water and starts shaking. He's like, this is my orange juice scam, you know?
If he asked for $1, I would have. I don't know if it was just like honestly, it was just that my bike was locked and I couldn't get away, and I was like, this guy is. It's like you have a visceral reaction to somebody so fucked up.
You do give to homeless people way more than me.
Yeah, you're cheap. We've been over this.
I remember one time after a show, I forgot what we got into some big fight, and I was like, "Fuck this fucking piece of shit."
Yeah.
Like to you, we were having. This is not an unknown thing. We were in the middle of it was one of our blow-ups, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, God, there's fucking nothing good about this fucking piece of shit. And you're like, stop by the fruit stand. I want an orange. I was like, I'm his fucking show for this piece of shit.
Yeah.
And you go out and then you gave like a homeless guy like $3.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I better better not be so mad. I don't know. You redeemed yourself in that moment.
You know what? I'm also. I knew you were watching.
No, you did not know I was watching.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're sure of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's no way you didn't have the awareness or something. I had a feeling that
There is no. I wonder what the rhyme or reason is.
the most I would give someone is $1. You gave this guy at least a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He probably needed it. I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm not gonna save him.
It's weird. There's a certain point when you're like, a certain level of comfort where it's like I don't really, working as a programmer or whatever, I was able to save some money, and it's like I don't really worry about money that much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not. I'm gonna have to fucking figure something out, a way of making it money soon. But like I have enough of a cushion that it's not. And then when you see somebody who's like legitimately like $1 or $2 will change their life, it's just like, I don't know how I can not fucking do this. But on the other hand, I don't give money to everybody, so it's just like, it's you know what it is? It's if you can walk past them, you're probably fine, or in and out. But if it's like the guy's sitting there watching me buy fruit, and it's like you're in the same space together, and it's just like starting to weigh on you.
Sometimes
like this guy just fucking needs something.
Yeah.
He's just sitting by a fruit stand.
Sometimes I'll give to somebody, and then I'll be like, why him and not the I don't even know the answer myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did I give to that person? And the other person, I was like, get out of my face.
Oh,
I mean, time. And literally, you're right. $1 can make a difference.
Right.
So a difference in this guy's life is the mood I'm in.
Yeah.
In that particular 20, 30 seconds.
Well, here's what's more interesting is, or to build on that.
Like if that guy was on the sunny side of the street, maybe I would have been in a better mood. Right. Like that's how much this guy's life is.
Right. That's why some of those guys sing, to put you in a good mood.
yeah. Sometimes it works.
Yeah, but the other thing is,
cheap Jew, give me some money.
You're like, you think about how arbitrary and ridiculous it is in terms of $1 on the street. Meanwhile, it's the same for rich people giving away their money. They just like a guy, or they don't like a guy, or they like your project, and that's it. It's just fucking completely arbitrary, and then that's it.
Yeah.
That's all of it. So that same little interaction, that's just the tiniest grain of salt compared to how it's happening all the time all over the world.
Yeah. It's funny that like a lot of like super rich people make that argument. That was like, oh, I'm not going to give taxes. I decide who I give charity to.
Right.
And even if you do give more charity than taxes, it's like, oh, I don't want who gets money dependent on your fucking mood.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, no. We need to bring it into a thing that where everyone decides. It's not like, oh no, Bill's got it. Bill Gates has it.
Yeah.
No, he's got his foundation. He takes care of us.
He's nice. Yeah.
He's a nice guy. Meanwhile, he's on Epstein's island fucking kids.
Right. And then it's also like all the
they get all the money.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, all the money goes to like cute kids that tap dance, and it's like, what about the horrible monsters? I mean, literally, who's gonna fucking? Yeah. No one's like, who I should help? The horrible monsters.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's always some fucking story you can tell yourself. Right. I had this. This was a little story. I was walking in Bed-Stuy, and I saw a bus had hit a car. The car was trying to make a right turn, so it was probably the car's fault. But like the bus had T-boned it. Coming. All right, there's two cars. All right, this is the bus. This car tried to turn, and the bus like speared it on the side. And there's like a black dude from the hood yelling at the bus driver, and he's like, get out of the fucking bus. Come meet me on the street, you fucking pussy. And it's a Hasidic bus driver, and it's a school bus full of kids. Yeah. He's just yelling at the guy, come meet me on the street, you motherfucking pussy. And I drove past, and I judged the guy, and I was like, what a fucking asshole. Like, this is just a guy trying to get these kids to school. And then the next day I was riding my bike, and I just hear like massive, terrifying, loud honks, and it's this Hasidic bus driver.
It's the same guy?
He's trying to run me off the road, and it happens like 3 days in a row in the same area. And I was like, I can't believe I judged that guy. I mean, it was absolutely that school bus driver was a fucking piece of shit.
I love, and also, I mean, you said this before. I was like, you did a bit like this. But that's one you should work on, not the fucking other one.
The snuff film?
No. How about how every group has a type of person.
Yeah.
Like in order to put a society together, you need to
Right.
have
Every group needs to have every type of
So
person.
every group needs to have every type of person. So this acidic thing, they got to have a fuck up bus driver.
Right.
Who couldn't do anything except his life except drive kids to school.
No, who's a scumbag?
Yeah.
Who fucking goes to strip clubs and drinks Smirnoff Ices.
Yeah, exactly.
They got that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I hate to bring up the Sopranos because I feel like if I do that, I'll go down a rabbit hole.
You're-
But there is an episode.
Because
There is
you're
an
a
episode.
guy who has one cultural reference.
There is a guy.
You've seen one thing.
I have many
and
cultural references.
Every
many
single
cultural
show,
references.
every single thing that happens in life, they're like, Dan, grandma's dead, and you're like, liking Goodfellas. Everything in your life.
They're like, that never happened in the
relates-
movie. I'm sure at some point someone's grandma died.
Yeah. No, be like, yeah, death. You know, that thing that happens to characters
Yeah,
in Goodfellas.
it's like it's over a 20, 30-year span. So I'm sure at some point someone's grandma died. Yeah.
Exactly. You've seen Goodfellas.
But there is no. But there is
And The Sopranos.
Yeah, but there is
And The Godfather.
Tony does go into business with a bunch of Hasids.
Yeah.
And
Hashem.
and then they buy they end up getting a hotel.
Yeah.
And then of course one of the Hasids that owns the place has a problem with prostitutes. He has sex with all the prostitutes, and it's like, oh yeah, that guy. It's like that's the guy of that society that does that.
They're notorious for that. Notorious for
Okay.
like really loving prostitutes. So that wasn't even a character. That was just like almost like a stereotype.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah. Anyways, so there's every community has every type of person.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird to think that.
So that's what that bus driver was.
Like there's an Asian Santiago out somewhere. What does
Yeah.
he fuck white girls? Does he fetishize
Is that
white
it's
women?
a fucking bizarro Santi?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I'm you. Yeah.
It's like their feet are so big.
You're like, they're like, we should have a foursome. You're like, ew, no.
Right.
You're like, no, we know what our thing is.
Yeah, there's just Japanese girls fetishizing American guys, just kind of like fucking eating hamburgers with a wife beater,
Yeah.
right?
Man, I had a moment the other day.
All right, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I thought I was getting scammed. I was not getting scammed.
Yeah.
I got a call today
Mm-hmm.
from a collections agency,
Yeah,
and they were like, "Hey, we represent Con Edison,
yeah,
and you owe us $205."
yeah.
I'm like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
And they're like
They're like Con Edison, the electricity.
No. They were like
Yeah.
blah 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 collections agency.
Yeah.
Con Edison contacted us.
Right.
I'm like, sure you did, buddy.
Right,
Yeah,
right, right.
whatever. It's like you owe us $205.
Right.
For last month's rent and then a rent before that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, all right. What's my full name? And they're like, they gave me the full name. I was like, what house was I staying at? They gave me the house.
Yeah.
I was like, what's my account number? And then they gave me the account number, and I was like, oh, you're good. You're good. But you
Right.
know what? I'm not a fool. I'm not going to pay you this
Yeah.
money. I'm going to call up Con Edison and see what's really going on. What do you think about that, buddy? And he's like, yeah, you can do that. You can totally do that.
So you want me to get him on the line?
Yeah. They're like, yeah, they contacted us. And I was like, and I'm going to fucking pay them. If they owe any money, they're not going to pay you. And they were like, we would prefer that. It's easier for us if you do that, you know?
We still got the fee.
Yeah. We still get the fee and everything. So so I was like, all right, buddy. And I called them up. I called Con Edison. And they were like, yeah, we told them to call you.
Yeah,
That was, we don't handle collections, really. Anyway, and I had to fucking pay it. Yeah. I hope it didn't fuck up my credit.
Yeah, I just realized I have a $960 medical bill that I got for some bullshit. And today is the due date, so I have to call them tomorrow and be like, it felt like they made a mistake because the charges didn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
There was one doctor's visit, $375, and then another one that said doctor's visit minus $375, and then it totaled $750 in addition to whatever else. And so I have to be like, this doesn't make sense, this bill to me. But I'm gonna have to fucking do that, and I guess I'm late. So yeah, I don't know at what point it fucks up your credit.
If I actually talked to the Con Edison, I was like, fuck, did I fuck up my credit by moving and forgetting to like cancel my account and then like not paying this bill, you know? And they were like, it depends if the credit agency
Yeah.
it's reported you.
Yeah.
Like
I think they report you after 30 days of non-payment.
Yeah, and they were like, we told them 6 days ago
Yeah.
that you had this bill you had to pay.
It's unlikely.
Yeah, so it's very unlikely that they reported you and that your
Right.
credit was affected negatively.
Right,
Yeah, and I'm
right,
like,
right.
All right, I got to pay it. Meanwhile, I got to try and get that money from my fucking old roommates, which is never going to happen.
Yeah, meanwhile, you know what's the real scam here is credit scores. The fact that like
Oh, yeah.
that they can fucking hold this it's like what do you mean you kept supplying power after somebody moved out? What power? Right?
Yeah.
What power was being like? Did the new roommates they didn't fucking take over the electricity bill?
Yeah.
You were just paying the power bill for them. That actually happened to me in Berlin. A guy I took over his apartment, and then he forgot to switch over the power bill, and so I had free power for like 2 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in the end it was like $1,000 or euros, and I was like, "Do you want me to pay you?" And he was like, "Nah, don't worry about it. It's already kind of taken care of."
Oh, God, it's so fun when you get to let money go like that.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyway,
Yeah.
that's what happened at work. And then
And
during lunch,
yeah.
this is how fucking stupid I am.
Yeah.
There's this great bread place for $3.75. You can get a whole French
bread place.
place.
You're like from the Great Depression. That's who you are. You're like, this place has
It's
bread.
really great. It's really great baguettes that they
Yeah.
have there. It's a pastry
The
shop. but they
entire
have
world
really
is trying to
great-
stop eating bread, and you're the guy that's like bread.
No, this place is popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was what was it? It was like $3.75, and I gave the guy 20, and then he gave me back what was it? 16?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. What did he give me back? No, he gave me back 15.
Yeah.
15.25.
Yeah.
Like he shorted me $1, and we both stared at each other. We both realized we were both really bad at quick math.
Yeah.
Because I looked at it and I was like, I'm too embarrassed to not to have this be wrong
Yeah.
and not be able to do simple
Yeah.
addition and addition and subtraction. And then he's looking at me. He was like, I don't know if I did this wrong, so I'm just gonna wait if he complains.
And then what happened?
And we just stared at each other for a little bit, and I was like, okay. And he just took out a calculator real quick, and he was like, okay, I owe you $1. Yeah, and he gave me $1, and I just put it right in the tip jar. Yeah.
Brutal.
Why is that brutal?
That's brutal.
Why is that brutal?
I don't know, man. That standoff, it's like a standoff, not of like who's gonna shoot first, but of like who can subtract $3.
Yeah.
Who can subtract 3 from 20? And you're just sitting there.
You never have this moment
making eye contact with sweat dripping down your face. You're like, okay, 3 minus 20 is 17. Minus 75.
You know what happens?
Wait, hold on. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what happens?
It's performance anxiety.
Yeah. It's performance anxiety.
It's the stress.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, it's like if I was like stressed out enough, like I wouldn't be able to tell left from right. You know what I mean? Let alone do any type of math in my head. So you're like, am I wrong? I don't know. And then all of a sudden you're like frozen. You're like, I don't know how to add or subtract right now. I'm so nervous. And both of us were like that. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, bread was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had it with heirloom tomato.
Nice.
Yeah.
You wanna know what just happened to me? A guy messaged me and he was like, "Hey, can I do your show?" And I was just like, "I'll put you on the list of people that I'm gonna book." So, sure. And he was like, "Okay, cool. You wanna do mine?" He wanted to see if I would say yes or no before offering a spot.
All right. Yeah.
That's funny, right?
I'll what freestyle?
He just messaged me and was like, "Do you have any spots?"
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. All right. That sucks.
I mean, whatever. I mean, it is one way to play at least he's offering something. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can cut this part out. We can cut this part out. All right. We're done. Are you done?
I think I'm done. I think I got all
I'm
the stuff
done.
out. Yeah.
I got everything out. Oh yeah, I had a baby. I forgot about that. No.
Oh, that reminds me. I killed your baby.
Oh fuck.
Fuck.
That reminds me. I brought it back to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I killed it again.
Oh fuck. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Infinity
right.
plus 1.
Oh, this is interesting. Ian sent me a flyer for a party. It's called One More Time.
Yeah.
It's a Daft Punk tribute party, and it's happening on 9/11.
That's great.
Yeah. One more time.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that it's 9/11 20th anniversary, and you see all these posters like, "Come out to my comedy show."
Yep.
You're just getting like sponsored ads
Whatever.
for like, "This is the best comedy show in fucking Park Slope."
I'm gonna be in Pennsylvania.
You are?
Yeah. Not for 9/11.
Gigging or what? Oh,
No. I'm going
the
to the
upstate
lake house.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. It's this weekend.
All right, rock and roll. All right,
Yeah.
let's get the fuck out of here. Hey, thanks for listening. Like, subscribe. Send us your blood. if you're the guy who commented, comment again. If we made fun of you, we don't apologize. But I would be really delighted to see if there's somebody that we're really bothering. That I would kind of like that. You know,
I would like we should. If you want to be the show's enemy, send us. Keep on doing it, and then we'll send people after you.
I'll tell you what. If you're that fucking guy, send us a voice recording and we'll play it on the show.
Yeah. Hey, this is Dan's dad.
Right.
Just want you to know I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Natelli Queef 69.
Yeah. Dad.
Dad.
Yeah. That was my nickname in high school.
Yeah. Why? No reason.
I used to eat Nutella out of a dog.
Oh, fuck.
And that's how I met your mother.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That's follow us.
Your mother used to work at the no-kill shelter.
Yeah.
And the dogs would beg, please let us die.
Yeah. Stop eating Nutella out of our pussies.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Follow Dan.
At Daniel Luis Veza.
Follow me. At Santiago is Dead. Come to our shows. Next show is September 18th.
Yeah.
Fucking East Village. Tell every single person that you've ever met about this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wow, very enthusiastic. Very good.
Yeah. Don't stop till you get enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more time.
One more time.
All right. Yeah. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Oh yeah. Enjoy 9/11. All right.
Oh yeah. Happy 9/11,
happy 9/11,
everybody.
everybody.
Yeah.
All
Sorry.
right.
Yep.
Bye bye.